Hello, my name is Matt Kicksmuller. I'm the VP of Products here at Pure Storage, and I'm joined today by Ravi Venkat, our Virtualization Solution Architect.
Hello there.
This is part 4 of our video series, The Ultimate Storage for VDI, where we're talking about all-flash storage and the benefits in a VDI environment. In earlier videos, we talked about the space benefits the Pure Storage FlashArray affords with its inline deduplication and compression, which work tremendously well with VDI images. We talked a little bit about the end-user experience and how fantastic that can be with all-flash VDI. And so in this final video, what we're going to be talking about is the administration experience. At the end of the day, when you transition to a VDI environment, you're actually transitioning the administrative burden for all those desktops to your IT staff. And so it turns out that VDI is actually kind of an admin-heavy workload. And so the real value of all-flash storage in that sense is actually having all these admin tasks just come back dramatically faster, making you more productive during your VDI day. So we wanted to do a little bit of a live demo. Ravi's going to actually kick off a very common procedure, which is recomposing VMs. And so we've got 100 desktops in the pool here, and he's going to go ahead and kick off a recompose, and we'll see how it proceeds through our show today.
All right, so thanks, Matt. We have a linked clone desktop pool here. For this demonstration, I have a 100 desktop pool, which is configured with VMware link clones. So this is a view of the vCenter. So the VM views are here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly move to the view connection server here, and this is the corresponding view pool for the same. And I already taken a snapshot of the golden image. I've patched with some important critical patches for Windows, and I'm going to recompose this desktop to take those patches into effect. Let's quickly go over the process of recomposing here. All we need to do is click on View Composer and recompose, and then it'll give me an option to select the snapshot which I need to patch it. So I select the snapshot operation here, and I'm going to start the process here.
All right, Ravi, thanks. So we've started out our recompose operation. And we'll check back in with Ravi as that completes through the video here today. So as we mentioned earlier, if you look at the overall administrator's VDI day, there's a wide range of different things that happen, from morning kind of boot and login operations, user experience through the day, and then at night you have things like we just started patching, recomposing, all the admin tasks that happen. And so during that day, what you end up seeing is a wide range of I/O profiles and mixes, where some of these operations, like a boot storm, will be very read-centric. The recomposing and patching is actually quite write-centric because of all the I/O that's going down to the VMs. And so a key advantage of the FlashArray is just having I/O ability at the available to be able to handle all these tasks. Now, let's think a little bit about, or let's look at basically some of these different VDI administration tasks and see some of the differences that they can make. And so in the, one of the common tasks is to provision a new desktop from a template. That might take minutes on a traditional disk array. On the FlashArray today, that takes about a minute or less for a 50 gig type image. It's worth noting that today, although the FlashArray supports VAI, we do not yet support the X-copy primitive to VAI. And so once that gets implemented, which will be relatively shortly in our roadmap, you'll see that 50-second time drop down to just a few seconds, because that can all be offloaded on the array. vMotion, similarly, if you're going to move a VM on the storage vMotion side, that might take many minutes on traditional storage, under 30 seconds for us. Booting we actually saw in video 3. So in that video we showed you a boot storm of 1,000 VMs that returned in under 7 minutes. Doing a smaller number of VDI desktops can even be faster. And what we're seeing live today is this recompose of 100 VMs. And one of our customer case studies we have on our website is a customer that was really challenged with recompose time. They were finding that recomposing a pool was taking upwards of 45 minutes to an hour. And in their case, we brought it down to about 2 minutes. Let's check back in with Ravi and see how our recompose operation is doing live here today.
Thanks, Matt. So what we are seeing here is in less than 2.5 minutes, we are done with all the recompose operation of 100 desktop pool. As you see here in the GUI, we're pretty much done with the process.
All right, and let's see what the I/O load on the FlashArray looked like during that time.
So we did pretty good here. We have less than 1 millisecond latency, and we have sustained around 20,000 IOPS for this 100 desktops. So you can imagine that when you sort of go higher, you can think of a large number of IOs, but we can well within our capability of operations.
Yeah, and it looks like the I/O size actually spiked up pretty large in that latency graph there. So the dotted line there refers to I/O size, and the under millisecond latency is actually graphed pretty small at that point because of the scale on the graph. But you can see maintained right around a millisecond latency the entire time.
Right.
All right, so back to our overall story here. Another just kind of piece of feedback we hear a lot from VDI admins is not only do you have the unpredictability of trying to deliver VDI on disk, but the kind of design of the storage becomes very problematic when you're trying to do a flash cache and manage all the caching and tiering related. And so I thought one of the best ways to just get a sense for that complexity is really just to look at some of the major reference architectures from leading disk vendors. And the picture on the left here gives you a sense for how simple and straightforward flash caching can be. And you see here the complex kind of layout of any combination of SSDs, SAS drives, and nearline SAS drives necessary to be able to deliver VDI from a traditional storage array. This is, of course, just the initial configuration, and as the environment grows and this needs to expand, VDI admins are stuck kind of dealing with that complexity on through. Compare that to a pure storage array. Literally, all that configuration goes out the window. You plug in our array, you have it up and running in 10 or 15 minutes, and the array is ready to host VDI infrastructure with no tuning required. You can, of course, mix the VDI infrastructure, the user data, and other data on the array without fear of performance. And really that kind of simplicity and flexibility around just managing the storage with Pure Storage under VDI is a key part of our story. We enable you to use any combination you want of link clones or persistent desktops. As we showed in earlier videos, they both deduplicate extremely well. For many customers, dedicating an array to just VDI is actually a huge cost. And so with the FlashArray, there's just no issues with kind of commingling VM image data for desktops as well as other user data or other workloads. And so you can kind of run it all in the same array. And then finally, we've worked very hard to integrate the administration of the storage and take away a lot of the complexity of traditional storage management. In fact, if you happen to be using your VDI environment on top of vSphere, whether it's either View or Citrix on top of vSphere, we've done quite a lot of work to integrate the management of the Pure Storage array right inside the new vCenter web client plugin. And so you can manage the array completely within inside, automate all the creation of the data stores, and get complete visibility into the performance and capacity usage within the array. All right, well, thank you very much for visiting us today. This concludes our 4-part series on VDI. We encourage you to head over to our website at purestorage.com/VDI, where you can download both a detailed solutions guide and also a reference architecture for VMware View. Thank you very much.